business is very risky. It's a very risky business. And they cannot finish us. You want to kill us, you will not finish us. We are not going to close our eyes. We are not going to excuse people. Details of all this is going to be given the highlights. Honorable Lamwaka Margaret is going to talk a lot about the Karamojongs disturbing us. Plus even, the Sudanese coming to kill us. While we embrace them, the South Sudan people come and kill our people. Even if we are as good as what, I think the goodness should be put aside, and we now express our other side of the coin should now come here to play, because this is too much. The squatting on us has been done for a long time. We watch, but we can no longer continue to watch. This is what I can say. Honorable Philip Okin is going to also give some details on the land issues. You know that there has been some verification. They say verification of the Balaalo. The Balaalos, there was presidential order that they should go back and go. But there are people who are now going back to justify their stay here by saying verification. So he will give detail of that. And we will also entertain questions from you. Our appeal is, if they want to disturb people, let them disturb us members of parliament who have decided to come and stand as shield and as leaders for Acholi region. But they should not disturb you, the media. You are just getting this from us. We know that they were trying to follow you people. You should be left at peace. Peace should be with you. And you should do your things without fear or favor. Because this is constitutional. Thank you.
Yeah, let me take this opportunity also to join Mama Honorable Mego Betty Aolu-Chan to thank you, the media team, for coming to listen and cover what we want to tell our people. I thank my colleague, Honorable Mego Magdala Mwara, for also being around, and all of us who are present. We should have been more than this. Initially, I would say about 7 to 8 members of parliament had confirmed that they would join us in this press conference. But we don't know what happened. We cannot explain because we are not their spokesperson. So we don't know what happened. But nevertheless, we are here. We are free. This morning when I was talking on radio, Mighty Fire in Kidgo, I said even if there was a half a person, half a human being, it's not important whether whether it's a half or full one or 2 or 3. The most important thing is the message. And this is a message that we feel we should be able to share with the media team. I will specifically be talking mainly about the Balaalo issue, which is a very contentious issue now in Acholi. And we all know that very contentious issue in Acholi. As we speak now, there are over 40,000 acres of cattle. That is in Acholi sub-region, being owned and being grazed by the Balaalo. And in terms of statistics, we have 2,000 living in Noya, living in Amoro, living in Gulu. Leave alone other places like Lamor, Palabek, and other places like Umoro and Agago. Now, when you look at this population, first of all, of the animals being owned by the Balaalo, and then by the numbers of the president of the Balaalos, over 2,000, in only 3 districts. This alone should give any right-thinking, Acholi, any right-thinking leader in Acholi sub-region a worry. And I want to say, I want to concur with the observation which His Excellency President Museveni made in his executive order, in which he said, I want to quote part of the executive order. By the authority of this executive order, no Mulalo should settle and bring cattle to northern Uganda, except with the permission of the Minister of Lands and Minister of Agriculture. This was the executive order he issued. But because of a few of the leaders who are present in Acholi here, we managed to convince General Salim Saleh to communicate another information to President Museveni. And this one happened in the meeting that took place in Gulu University. That the presidential executive order which was issued should not be implemented. What should, however, be done is we should constitute a team for verification. Verification to look at who are the Balaalos who are present in Acholi land, who have acquired land, who have bought land, who are renting land, and those who have entered illegally. This issue came from the traitors of the Acholi, and most of them, as we speak now, are in the verification team because they're looking for jobs and opportunity, just to con money and make sure they eat the money. We are now standing, and this should be very, very clear. First of all, we want to condemn this verification exercise. We have not had anywhere in the world where a community which is resident indigenously in a place, then another community coming, then they say you need to go and verify which land belongs to who, which land belongs to who. This land, the verification exercise, this land belongs to Balaalo, the other one belongs to Acholi. This is Acholi land. This is Acholi land. And we are saying, what are you going to verify? What justification do you want to give to Acholi in terms of verification? So we want to categorically state that, first of all, we condemn this verification exercise going on. Secondly, we want it to be stopped with immediate effect. It must be stopped with immediate effect. Because there's nothing to verify anyway. What is the, what do you verify? The executive order is very clear, and the position of Acholi is also very clear. The position of Acholi Kekwar is very clear. The position of the religious leaders present in Acholi is very clear. This Balaalo must go. So what do you want to go and verify? Secondly, who are these Balaalos? And why has the issue of Balaalo become a very contentious issue, not only in Acholi land, but in the entire Uganda? Because you remember very well, a section of the Balaalos were chased away from Bulisa. And who did that one? General Tunyifunza. Chased away Balaalos from Bulisa. Recently in Apache, a section of the Balaalos were chased away from there. Go to Kumi, Musa Ichwero himself, Minister Musa Ichwero, chase away the Balaalos from Kumi. Go to Amolata recently, about maybe a month ago. The Langi mobilized themselves and chase away the Balaalos from there. Now, where are these Balaalos going? They are coming to Acholi land. Why are they coming to Acholi land? This is the question we need to ask. Because what we have learned is that these Balaalos are from Rwanda, others are from Burundi, because when you go to Burundi, they are also chasing away them from there. You go to Tanzania, they were settled in Tanzania, they were being chased away from Tanzania. Now you go to Rwanda, they are also chased away from Rwanda. Now recently they tried to penetrate Kenya, they were chased away from Kenya. They were in DRC Congo, where these M23, a few of them are settled there. Some of them are running away from DRC Congo, coming to Uganda. And in Uganda, what has actually done now to receive this Balaalo and to accept this Balaalo? If other communities, first of all, have rejected them, why have we decided to receive these Balaalos? And if these Balaalos are Ugandans, really, why are they moving around like vagabonds? We have learned that there has been a systematic to settle this Balaalo in Acholi land. And the reason we know is that there is a group of people, who are planning to destroy, first of all, the old cultural setting of the communities in Uganda. I think you remember when you read history, how America was occupied, how South America was occupied. You go to Australia, you will not find the indigenous aborigines. The indigenous people who are living in Australia are no longer indigenous people who are living in Namibia, are no longer owning land there. So we are looking at this trend of history that they want to apply in Uganda. A particular community of people will come in a particular area, destroy the communities, destroy their works of whatever life, destroy their beautiful, kind of communication system. They destroy everything and they become dominant, and then they dominate, they destroy the complete indigenous people. This is the plan that is going on. And I want to state without fear or favor, when the Bachwezi dynasty was invented, you know our history. The Luo through the Babito dynasty actually overthrew the Bachwezi. They displaced Bachwezi and they formed the Bunyoro Ketara kingdom. When we see tweets and things happening about the kingdom of Bachwezi, can't we think as actually that this could be part of the scheme or the plan for the expansion? Because there is a belief that they're saying this land has been given to them by God through the extent of Eastern Equatoria, going to the Great Lake region, the other side of DRC Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and then part of South Sudan. There is a belief, which we are seeing the trend coming up, that the Bachwezi want to occupy all these areas. And if the Balaalos are part of the Bachwezi kingdom's expansion, we actually are just looking at it and saying, well, yeah, let them come. This is not by mistake. This is planned. This is systematic. This is something that is planned. It's not that because the Balaalos here actually are very good people, they are very poor, they are receiving Balaalos. No, this is a systematic plan. Because when you look at the pattern of the settlement of the Balaalos in the history of Uganda, at the very beginning of their entry into Acholi, they would come and graze their land. We would even pass by. See, the Balaalos are just grazing there by the road. They graze, they go and then eventually they disappear. They graze, they disappear. Nobody was even disturbing them. Then the second pattern came. they come and they say, oh, we are renting. We're just renting, you know, we're renting, we pay 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, then they graze, they disappear. Renting land here. Now, members, the Balaalos are coming to buy land. They are buying land. This is the third pattern of their settlement. They are now coming to buy land. They want to legitimize the issue of the land because they are purchasing. And I'm hearing reasoning coming. You people, you even have land in Kampala. You have land where? This land we have in Kampala, these are not communal land. They are not customary land. We are talking about communal land. We are talking about customary land, which has the custom of the people to manage the way the usage of that land. This is what we are talking about. What is going to be the fourth pattern? The fourth pattern is going to come when they will come with their guns and go to any community, communal land, and you will find them settled there. And you will not remove them. Grabbing it now by force, by the force of gun. And occupying it. And we shall continue seeing the rise of the Balaalos number. If there are 2,000 now in only 3 districts. If we don't stop this pattern, in 2 to 3 to 4 for 5 years time to come, there will be over 10,000 and the constituency will be created for them here. I hear some of them now starting to stand as LC1s. And they're adopting very fast, they learn their language. Chulis are happy. You know, they're talking about, like, hey, now this man also knows our language now. And then they also teach you a little bit of, I don't know, Kinyarwanda. And then you are happy with it. Imakuru ya Meza or something. You feel proud to talk that language. I want you, the Acholis who are here, go and start settling in Rwanda. And you see what will happen to you. Just go. Or you get your animals, go and get a free land somewhere there and start grazing your animal there. Then you see what will happen. So this pattern is systematic. We have even learned that some of the Balaalos now have started doing business. Not only cattle. They are creating some small money lending circles. In township. Here in Lira, they are there. In Oyam, they are there. In Gulu here, in Kitgum. If you went to Kitgum, you will find that the Balaalos are the one lending women money, small money for their businesses. Recently, I was with the RDC. The RDC gave me 350 identity cards of members of the market vendors because they were unable to pay the monies they got from the Balaalos. Must we be told about this? Are we blind? Must we leaders be told this? Must we the Acholis be told this when we are seeing it happen? A Balaalo who has come from nowhere is now lending money to the indigenous people. What are the collaterals? Some of the businessmen in Kitgum district, for example, are losing even their businesses. They are losing their houses because they are putting it as collateral. The women are running away now from the market there. Now, a Balaalo who is a vagabond, who is a roamer, who is a pastoralist, who is grazing animals, now has money, lots of it, because they can buy land, chunks of land, they can fence, they can put water, they can put borehole, and they are settled comfortably. Can this be a source of worry to the indigenous people? Can this be a source of worry to the Acholi people? Can this be a source of worry to the northern Uganda people? This should definitely be a worry. Now, who is this behind these Balaalos? who is behind these Balaalos. We even hear that there is already money being requested from World Bank, if it has not yet been acquired in Uganda here, for settling the northern Uganda pastoralists. Money being acquired from World Bank, to settle the northern Uganda pastoralists. Well, the Karamojong are also the northern Uganda pastoralists. Maybe to settle the Karamojong, assuming. But who are the other pastoralists? So there will be money being acquired as a loan from World Bank to facilitate acquisition of land of the Balaalos. Because the issue is, it will legitimize even the purchase of land here. Then it's a normal thing. And this is, as I told, the pattern in which they have started coming. How do we make ourselves legitimate? When you buy, the purchaser is there, the what. And then I hear some of the leaders saying, you know, people are asking ourselves, who is going to send my children to school? I'm sleeping hungry. This should not be a reasoning of a leader in Acholi here. When our people have been systematically made to be poor, it's systemic. This poverty is systemic. It's institutionalized. And then you blame the ordinary people for being poor? Why do you think all the programs that have been coming to northern Uganda are not yielding any fruits, despite billions of shillings being spent? Why do you think we have a weak local government leadership? Why do you think even the members of parliament are divided? Why do you think there is a problem in Kekwa actually? There is a systematic plan to weaken all leadership institutions in Acholi sub-region, to allow this kind of Balaalos to come and settle. And for us, sometimes we don't know, we don't notice it. We are there just looking for money, we are running for money. Every time you run for money, you run for money. This money is going to kill all of us. It's going to destroy the community. It's going to destroy, actually, it's going to destroy everybody in this country. It's going to destroy all the institutions we have in this country. Money. So they're planning. So the issue of poverty is part of the scheme. Make them poor, make them vulnerable, exploit them, go and throw money in front of somebody, like even if it's only 5,000 shillings, the bundle of 10 of them. You go and throw money like this to somebody who has not even had 100,000 Uganda shillings. The person sees the money, hey, land is there, okay, you start from there. Then he counts the money, the agreement reaches 200 million, but he counts the money, he's only getting only 10 million. And he doesn't even have to complain. Because you complain, you are the one arrested. We have now even had, can you imagine Balaalos taking the indigenous people to court? Balaalos taking indigenous people to court over their land. They graze on your land. After grazing on your land, you go and complain. You arrest the animals. They take you to court that you have stolen their animals, and you are the one going to be arrested. There is a Musee here who was jailed for, I don't know how many. He got a bail of about 10 million. He sold land, and then there was a problem with the Balaalo. He was arrested. He used the money he actually sold with the land to get himself out of the prison. This is a fact. It's happening here in Acholi. The Balaalo is taking actually over their land or in court. So for us, this is a very serious issue. And we have learned that the government is behind these people. The government is facilitating these people. There is a military general who has been resident here for how many years? He is stuck on the issue of the Balaalos. Perhaps he's even the one giving money for the Balaalos to purchase this land. Because where did they get the money from? We are saying no to that. Balaalo issue should not come and add us more problems. If you want to create wealth, you cannot only create wealth in Acholi, because well operational wealth is the entire in the entire country. You don't have to focus on Acholi by giving how do you call this thing? These terms of what? Cassava, sweet potatoes. You get seedlings that you are creating wealth. Then we are clapping our hands. Hey, you know, we are getting straight cassava cut, which are even dry. We are creating wealth. We are creating wealth. We want to understand, since 35 years ago, how much money has been used to create this wealth? And if money has been injected, billions and billions of shillings in creating wealth, especially in the Acholi sub-region, how much money now has been generated out of that money injected? Now we hear programs are coming. Paris to market. Is it what? Actually, education initiative, actually recovery initiative. The whole target, the primary target, is the issue of land. If we settle the Balaalo, the issue of land in Acholi will now not be any question. Because they can even use it. You, the Acholis, you have allowed the Balaalo to settle here. They are bought land. They are peaceful. They are working with you. They are even attending your community meetings. And then they are okay with you. They are now the indigenous. They are like the indigenous people. How about why don't you give us those chunk of land and we start mass production of it? And who is behind those mass production of land? The first family. Those lands there are the companies that are working here. When we talk like this, people don't want to listen. But when it comes to pass, one day, they will say, those of Mommy, those of Okin, those of Mommy here, have spoken about this. And we need to speak about it as leaders. We cannot keep quiet. In conclusion, to allow my sister to come on board, we want this verification exercise to stop. And the executive order of the President, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, which we all support, should take effect immediately. The Balaalo must what? The Balaalo must what? Must go. We do not even want to hear this thing of that they are bought land. What? No. Let them first go. Balaalo issue is a national issue. It's not an Acholi issue. Why do they want to bring the problem again to Acholi when it's actually a national issue? If they don't go, we are going to mobilize our people. We are going to mobilize our people, and they will be evicted by force. Number two, we want to warn these traitors, those who are traitors in Acholi, at the level of local leadership, LC3, LC1, LC5, coming to RDCs. These are the people who go for this transactional business with Balaalos. And in fact, they're the one who misinformed General Salim Saleh that you need to retract this executive order and we'll go for verification. They're the one who misinformed him. Because if we had implemented the executive order of the President, we would be now looking at issues. Who has refused to go and who has not refused to go. Then we evict them. But these traitors are among us. For the Bible says they will be known by what? Their fruits. There will come an opportunity, we are going to expose them. We shall expose them on the issue of these Balaalos. Those who are eating those who are taking bribes, those who are encouraging these Balaalos to be there. Right up from LC1, we shall expose them when we go for our mobilization meeting. So lastly, whether it is a and a half individual or 2 or 3, even Jesus Christ said, when 2 or 3 are already gathered in my name, I will listen to their prayers. We are only 3 here, but I know even God, even Jesus is listening to these prayers of ours. That Balaalo must leave. The traitors, we shall expose them. We shall expose them and make sure they even leave issues of leadership in Acholi sub-region. So, members of the press, allow me to stop here, and I invite my sister. I've spoken a lot, I'm sorry, but you know, this is where my heart was trying to, you know. So I want to request my sister to also say something. My sister, you are most welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, members of the press. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Honorable Betty, for giving us this host. I want to thank you, the press, to accept our invitation. And before I proceed, I want to condemn the business of denying people to speak freely when Uganda is a free country where you can express yourself in the way you want. So long as the expression you are expressing is something which can make development. I want to condemn those people who are behind blocking this press conference. This press conference is not touching anybody, but we are talking about our people who are suffering in Acholi, and we as the leaders who are elected, we are to communicate to our people, to communicate to the world exactly what is taking place and what is on the ground and what could be done if there is any way. So I want to condemn this business of blocking the media, fraternity, and even threatening you that no one should come and take this press unless there is something wrong somewhere. I want to start with introducing myself. My name is Lamwaka Margaret. I represent the people of Chua East Constituency, Ketgum District. My constituencies covers Orom, Namukora, Umia Nyima, and Muchwini. And these are the places which is highly affected by the Karamojong cattle rustlers who are really causing a lot of atrocities in these areas. We have buried so many people. We have lost our belongings. We have lost animals. We have lost lives. We have even lost our housings. Today, as I talk, the people in Orom, Namukora, are sleeping in camps. They are commuters. They commute every afternoon to come and sleep in churches or in schools for fear of the Karamojong who are burning their houses, who are killing them innocently. And these are our neighbors whom we had been living with them for many years. And these had been their characters that have been torturing our people. And I begin questioning, what is the government doing? Why can't they stop it? Why is it that the army in Uganda is taken to DR Congo, they are taken to Somalia, they are taken to wherever, and very soon they are even going to be taken to the present fight which we have in the world now. And we are left there. This would have been a simple thing. Some months back, His Excellency told us from Balege that we give him 2 months, and that was May. I don't know the 2 months, how I should count it. Just today, we lost some 6 animals which were raided from one of the villages within Namukora. On Monday, I buried a year one student, no, a senior one student of Karenga Jubilee 2000 who was shot by the Karamojong. I don't know why Acholi now again. We have been in war for 20 years. We have not progressed. Again, the Karamojongs are there raiding, and the government is mute. I would say it. Because up to now, nothing effective is done. Our people are sleeping in camps within their own system. They don't have food. When we are in Balege, His Excellency ordered for food that Prime Minister's office should send in food. They gave them 10 kilos of posho and 5 kilos of beans. And they're still eating. I don't know if they're still continuing to eat that. And they are not digging because they're chased away from their garden. They can't go to their gardens. Many people are even picked from their garden and killed from the garden. They removed all our animals. Where should we go now? That is the importance of the conference that we wanted to have. The effects of the way our people are suffering and nobody is taking up. The issue here at hand, my heart bleeds a lot when one says because there is insurgency caused by the Karamojong, the land that the people of Ram have left should be given to the private investor so that they can implement Paris to market model. So our people should continue sleeping in camps instead of looking on something that could help our people. Is that one not a way of grabbing land? Our own blood. Ogeatunu is our own blood. And he's the one who is coming with this. And he said, if leaders are not ready to do that, then they should go and clear these places by force. My dear Ugandans, if this is how we are to be paid, then I don't know. Because Acholi sub-region voted for His Excellency 100%, I would say. We had never voted for His Excellency to this extent. But this time in 2021, the past elections, we really voted for him. And could he really pay us with this? Couldn't they have a ear to listen to the cry his voters are going through? We have South Sudan. Ram Lamour is bordering South Sudan. You are hearing every day. Last week, 2 people were shot down. The other week, 5 people were killed. What is the government of Uganda doing? Are we not human beings? Even so, when people are killed, like when we went to Balege, His Excellency promised and said he's going to give some mabuk to the bereaved family. He told us about 5 million shillings. And those ones who are injured, he would give some 1 million shillings for treatment. Today, as the member of parliament, we are the one who are carrying, and our people are saying, so he is deceiving us because it was life. I want to thank those people who were there in Balege. It was life that he said he was going to give 5 million shillings to those ones who have lost their lives to help, but not paying. That is not paying. If there is any payment, it will be through the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. When it is in Acholi, ears are blocked. When it is on issues of land, eyes are opened. We are here, I am here standing with my people. If this is what we are supposed to be paid, or this is what we are paid with, then I'm really sorry. Another issue which I am also to mention now is on the issue of the animal invasion. The same place is bordering Karenga, where Karenga is the main host of Kidepo National Game Park. In 2003, we hear that Parliament passed and created animal corridors. And in that very 2003, our people were in camps. Now, my people from Chitao, my people from Labotach, my people from the other side which borders Karamoja, they have nowhere to go now. All their land is gazetted that it is under animal corridor. Some few months ago, the chief warden of Karenga came with a signpost and put it inside Orom in Tikao, that Karenga Conservation Area. Kitgum is a district. We have administrative unit. Even if it was to be a conservation area, they would have actually written Kidepo, not Karenga. That statement alone is also, we are saying we are coming. Me, as a member of parliament, I'm coming with the extracts in the answer of 2003, which they gave our land. I want to see if there were Council 3 of Orom Sub-County and Council 5 of Kitgum District, their approval. But if this was just demarcated in the manner they wanted to grab the land, we shall go with them to court or to where we are supposed to go. Another issue which I also want to handle is the issue of extension of the boundaries of Achua Ranch. Yeah. Everyone knows that Achua Ranch was 68.5 square kilometers, which was signed by the is it like that 65? 68 or 65, which was signed by Acholi Council. And this land which was given today, as we talk of recent, we went up to Palabera. This land had been extended to 105 square kilometers. That is why the Laguri people had to be chased away, and the so-called, I would call them, allow me say it, the so-called members of parliament, former members of parliament, are also proud that they are given land in Acholi sub-region. You were being given, they gave you a chance to be a member of parliament. Couldn't you buy your own farm? I want also to be heard clearly. His Excellency, one time, one day, and he repeats it repeatedly, that when he was in the bush, when he came back in 1986, he found that the Banyankole, there were some Banyankole who were landless, and they had to distribute the ranch which was in Ankole to the Banyankole. Why can't we also distribute this Achua ranch to the Acholi who are landless? Yes. We give it to the former MPs who are highly paid, and they even have assets and assets. This is burning. It is just like pricking the something of the something. Because that is what they say. It is just pricking something of the something. I also want to echo about the Balaalo. I'm one person who also chased them from Orom. This Balaalo, where they are saying the genuine Balaalo. We are verifying the genuine Balaalo. Who are those genuine Balaalo? And those ones, who are those ones who are not genuine? In Acholi land, we have customary land. The court ruling of February clearly ruled that there is no land in Acholi which one single person can sell. Acholi has customary land which are to be, if there is any selling, the whole community should say, yes, we are selling. So everybody, when I listen to the statement of His Excellency, when he said those people who have bought land in Acholi will lose because Acholi has customary land. So they are working with the Wayais who are coming and saying, you know, this is my land. They are selling even land which are not theirs. And another thing which I've also come to prove is that all these land titles that they are proving it is their land titles, it is not. It is the signature when they sign for land renting. They rented the land. Later they went and cut the stamp because these people are illiterate. They had to now fill and say they have bought the land. That is why they have gotten the land title. Processes of getting land title starts from the sub-county. From the sub-county, it comes from the district. But this one here, from the place where the land is bought, straight away to land offices. People are going to believe me when I told people that there are about 6,000 land titles which are fake, which I got from Acholi land here. And when you talk like this, people keep on quoting and saying, you see, this person is like this. Much as one may be, I am NRM. It doesn't mean that I must stop speaking the truth for my people. Even His Excellency, the President, knows very well that the people who speak the truth are the people who should really even be in leadership. We can't be, our mouth can't be closed. And when you go and try to find out those owners of this land, it may not even be the Balaalos. They are big shots in the government. Absolutely. The ministers, the generals, the what. That is why these lands are guarded by soldiers. So I want to join the people of Laguri. The women last week, what I saw, what was taking place on them, I want to join them. And we are saying, yes, we may be tortured now, but the living God who had created Acholi, who have made us to be here, who have made our people to be the way they are, will also come and open our way, and we shall go where we can go. Another strong information I want to give these people who are really quaking, they couldn't really stay even in their own homes or even marry their own white women from their place. They want to marry here because they want land. They will never fold this land like they are folding papyrus mat. They will never. This land will remain here, and the day of judgment, each one of them is going to be judged accordingly. I beg to submit.
So now this is your time.
Maybe the lower version.
First question, then the lower version will come.
Yes,
Question.
I wanted to ask 3 or 4 questions.
Okay.
First, I will start with Honorable
Mm.
You are saying that there are general who now come in Northern Uganda, but they are behind this land grabbing on the Balaalo. Are you not aware that I was part of Salim Salih Foundation and now General Tema and Salim Salih, are they not together? And are they not part of this sending this opinion? Giving land. Giving land in the Buri.
You say General Tabanu
General
and General Mao, no, Honorable Mao.
Honorable Mao and General Salim Saleh. Tema is my brother, you know.
Part of General Salim Saleh what?
Agenda.
General Salim Saleh, you said foundation?
Foundation and agenda.
Agenda.
Supporting these things. Yeah, in that one. For my Honorable Margaret, for your information, there is a big discovery of a mineral which is taking a new mineral which is replacing oil from Kwaramoja coming to the other eastern actually going up to Atiapa, where they wanted so that they caused the kind of what happened in Apa so that they displaced. But I wonder when you are talking here, I was in Agago and Kwaramoja. The MP from Agago they are talking with figures and they say that we are going to harm our people and they harm their people. There's no longer this question that Kwaramoja can come and raise cattle and go with. When you are talking as if you are begging, you think that is not part of that. Leave question of NRI MPs.